Hi everybody and welcome to the channel. I hope you all are doing well today. I really do. So today I decided I wanted to see in live time in Texas what are the conditions of our grid. You know, who has power and who doesn't. And when I first saw this map, now this is provided by the Houston Chronicle, I saw that there were three. It says live top outages to the left of the screen. So, you know, from the looks of this map, it kind of looks like everything's fine because the light color indicates, that light tan color indicates 1% of people basically without power. So it just looks like there's a few people without it, but look at this. So Goliad, Archer, and Wharton in Texas, they're the ones that are it said, well, actually, I'm sorry, that goes all the way down. Goliad has over 35, well, has 35 outages. I'm sorry, you guys. And then you guys check out, every outage to me is a big deal. I just have to say that every one person without power is a big deal. It really is. But I know I've gotten into that before, but I'll just go ahead. So in Goliad, the number of outages are 35, but of tracked customers, excuse me, and I think those are people who call in and report, obviously, the outage. That's one thing you have to be sure to do. Don't pick, if you pick up the phone and call your neighbor and they're and their power's out too, and they say, would you call the power company for me? Do not, you can do that, you can report that, but encourage them to make the call and report their outage, because the more people that report it in a certain area is the more attention it's going to get. And I did learn that firsthand after the winter storm that we had here in Texas. So a total of over 4,448 people are without power. I'm going to go through some of the bigger ones. In Brazoria, there's over, well, I'm going to say over, it says tracked customers, 152,394. Fort Bend has 317,000 people without power. Tyler, over 13,000. San Jacinto, 45. Coleman has 4. But like I said, and look, let's see, there's more. Goodness. I can continue reading these counties. Fisher, 1,700, and this is just going to be kind of rounded numbers. Loving, actually, let me go to Waller. I'm not sure where Waller is. I can look it up though. Over 30,000. Liberty, 42,000. Some odd. Ellis, I know where Ellis is, y'all. I think that's by Waxahachie. 86,201. Howard, 19,000. Let's see. Y'all, thank you for bearing with me. Matagorda has 15. Brooks, Coke, Carnes, Refugio has outages that are under 10,000. All of them do. Montgomery has over 298,000 people without power. Demet, 5,800. Cameron, over 90,000. Robertson, around 15,000. So I'm going to keep going. Each outage is important, because that could be someone that doesn't have any cold water, any way to open up their house or their apartment, and it just gets hot in Texas, y'all. It just gets unbelievably hot. McMullen, 1,200. Let's see. Refugio, 4,900. Cameron has over 90,000. San Saba has over 3,000. This is a lot of places, you guys. These are rows per page, are only 10 rows per page. And I'm on between pages 31 and 40 of 253. Denton County has 181,000 people without power, almost 182,000 people. Kaufman has 73,000. It just goes on and on and on. And, you know, I'm really stressing for a number of reasons why it is so important, you guys, to get familiar with whatever system that you're going to be using. And it could be that you're just going to open up the windows to your house and you need screens. And they sell that screening material at different hardware stores. I'll see if I can find it online. And if you have to just use a staple gun or duct tape to put you a screen up, that's a whole nother video. And anyway, McLennan, that's going to be Waco, I believe, 122,000 people. Nueces, 163,000. Over 45 outages, 38 in Galveston. And it's hot and humid, y'all, in Houston and Galveston and everywhere along the Gulf Coast. Galveston has 139,000. So I'm probably putting everyone to sleep. But if you were in a good sleep and your power went off, you're going to wake up not in a good mood. I'm just going for some of the bigger numbers here. Some places I really haven't heard of. Smith, 124,000. I don't even want to say this little town right now. My heart just is broken over Uvalde. They've got 16,000 outages. Just what they need. I mean, I could be here all day. Oh my gosh, y'all. Check out Harris County. Y'all check out Harris County. 1.992 357. So a million, almost 2 million people are without power in Houston. Well, this is just something, it's a wake-up call, y'all. Jim Wells County, 38,000. I'm really, really overwhelmed. Look at that with that Harris County. If you're just like if you're cleaning your house, or you have some, you're just doing some stuff around the house, you don't have to look at the screen. I'm just going to talk about a few things. And if you're going to take a nap, my videos are probably good for that, but that's okay. And I know this isn't funny that people's power is out, because I don't enjoy my power being out. And if you saw one of the other videos, you would might have heard that, why. And if you think about the population, the people behind right now that don't have any electricity, they're suffering. I mean, that's just pure and simple. You're going to suffer without power. It's human suffering, any way you look at it. San Patricio, Polk, Hidalgo, 221,000. Tarrant County, 851,000. Travis County, 650,000 people, souls. Collin County, 338,000 human souls without power. And the list is just going on and on and on here. So I guess I'll probably stop it here. I'm going to keep y'all updated on these outages. And I really pray, Lord, to please look after. Thank you, Jesus, in advance, and Heavenly Father, for looking out for these people who have no electricity in their homes. It's hot, it's humid, it's windy. That's food that is going bad in refrigerators. That's money that is just burned up, from conditions of not having any air conditioning or anything like that. You guys, it's just miserable, this heat is. So my heart really goes out to them. However, on a happier note, I just thought it might be interesting to get familiar with a power pole. And there's some that have like pretty good definitions. Just real quick, I wanted to show y'all here. I think there's another one actually that was better. Here we go. Powerline Anatomy 101. So if you can see my cursor, it starts out here. Number 1 is the power pole. The utility pole. I'm sorry. It's a utility pole. They're about 40 feet and they're going to support all this equipment. This is the transformer. It's a cylindrical metal tank-shaped device. It steps down the voltage to a level safe for delivery to the customer, either 120 or 240 volts. Many have a lightning arrestor, which protects them from a strike. So there's your transformer, there's your utility pole, your transformer. And I won't burden y'all with all 15 of these right now, but I'm just going to go through a few of them. Number 3 is called a fused cutout, and that is up here. And I know not all power poles look exactly alike, but that's a fused cutout. And it provides overload protection. Number 4 is a wire and clamp. And number 4 is going to be right here. I guess that's the clamp. That's the wire and clamp. And it connects the main line to the transformer. Right? We know that's the transformer. So number 4 connects the main line. I guess it wraps around all that to the transformer. 5 is the primary conductor. So this guy up here, this line up here is the primary, is the primo. And it's on the outermost side of the pole. I guess depending on how you look at it, it's the furthest away. It's on the edge of that T. That is the main series of wires that carries electricity from the supplier to the consumer. Okay, I'm sorry. From the supplier to the consumer through the distribution system. A 3-phase line, typically used to serve large power users, such as commercial and industrial accounts, has 3 separate current carrying conductors. Okay, that's getting really deep. Let me see if I can shrink this down a little bit. No. Okay. So then we have 6 is a secondary tap. Let's see. Here we go. 6A and B. Those are secondary taps. Hot and neutral. And it says this conductor carries electricity between the transformer here and the consumer's electrical meter. So the secondary tap this is what's tapping into your home, into our homes right here. So it's taking the power from here. It's carrying the electricity between the transformer and the consumer's meter. 7 is a strain insulator right here. And that goes all the way here. That's on the pole. It's those ceramic objects that hold the conductors in place and insulate them from the pole. I see those things all the time on the ground sometimes. Out in the country. 8 is the pole ground wire. That's right here. That's a grounding wire. It goes down 8 feet into the ground, and its job is to ground the system. Then there's the guy wire. That's 9. Well, it looks like I'm going full throttle into this video with. So 9 is the guy wire. This stranded wire helps stabilize the pole. Hardware connects it to the pole and an anchor in the ground. So there's your guy wire, the stabilizer. I always wondered what that was. 10 are insulators. Let's see. Here. 10's an insulator. Those are those porcelain. Those little porcelain ceramic objects. Oh, it says porcelain or rubber objects support the electric wire and prevent an undesired flow of electricity. Wow, those are really important. So those are the insulators. Okay, they prevent that undesired flow of electricity. Pull top pins, number 11 on the map. Pull top pins, there's one. These support the insulators on the pole. Okay, those pins do. I guess that's one in there too. The cross arm brace and braces, that's number 12. Yeah, there's the cross arm and the braces, I take it. Cross arm braces. They support the insulators on the pole. 13 is going to be the mainline neutral conductor right here. It's the neutral conductor in a distribution circuit. So we're dealing with the distribution circuit from the main station, how I understand that. This is how electricity is distributed. Insulator pins, number 14, that would be, let me scooch it up a little. Here we go. Number 14. They support the insulators on the cross arm. Okay. 15 is the security light. And it looks like it's plugged in and getting power from the transformer. So, you know, basically that's the anatomy. I mean, that's the structure of a power pole. I found a video, and this guy's from MIT, and I had it queued up because it was so short, but I thought it was pretty good, so I'm going to play it.
My name is Rick Hartline. I'm the director of NETRAC, a research and testing facility that's part of the School of Electrical and Computer Engineering at Georgia Tech. Our primary focus is to work with the electric utility industry to conduct research and testing programs for the electric grid. Electricity is supplied to virtually every home and business in this country. With rare exception, it's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We literally couldn't live without it. Electrification is the process by which we generate electricity at one location and transport it to a multitude of other locations to the user. That transportation part of the system is called the electric grid. The backbone of the grid is made up of a complex network of wires and cables. But these wires and cables can't serve as the grid by themselves. We also need insulators, transformers, capacitors, switches, and a wide variety of other components. They have to perform day after day in the baking sun, in the driving rain, in the freezing cold. And periodically, they have to withstand a multi-million volt lightning strike. Georgia Tech is involved in almost every aspect of grid reliability. We have very unique and specialized test equipment, high voltage, high current, mechanical, vibration, salt fog, environmental equipment that can establish performance characteristics of all these different components that make up the grid. The electric utility industry is working hard to update the grid for the 21st century. The public has increasingly high expectations about the operation of the grid.
Okay, well, I thought he was going to explain a little bit more than that. There's a lot of different videos for how the power grid works, and they're kind of long. So here's one that's about 3 minutes. Let's just try this one out.
It's easy to take electricity for granted, but modern life would not be possible without it. To keep it going, we need more efficient ways to manage electricity. This is the smart grid, explained by Commoncraft. For over 100 years, coal and other fossil fuels have been used by power plants to produce the electricity we use every day. The grid is a network of power lines and substations that carry electricity from power plants to homes and businesses. Today, the grid has problems. It needs updating and is running at capacity. When power lines break or power plants can't produce enough power, blackouts can occur, and that's a problem that can cause fatalities. At the same time, today's grid often relies on a single power source and doesn't provide detailed information on usage, making electricity difficult to manage. To address these problems in the past, we simply built new power plants. But now we can work towards sustainability and reduce our dependence on fossil fuels by using a smarter grid. Here's how. The smart grid means adding sensors and software to the existing grid that will give utilities and individuals new information that will help them understand and react to changes quickly. Let's say a tree falls on a power line and 1,000 homes lose power. With the current grid, utility employees often physically reroute power, which takes time. With the smart grid, sensors and software would detect and immediately route the power around the problem, limiting the issue to fewer homes. And there's more. The price of electricity changes throughout the day, but we can't see it with the current meters on our homes. It may be expensive during peak hours and cheap late at night. With new smart meters at your home, you could set your dishwasher to run when power is cheap. This provides more control of your energy bill and helps prevent blackouts at peak hours. The smart grid also means new ways to use renewable energy. Power generation can now be distributed across multiple sources, so the system is more stable and efficient. It's this ability to communicate and manage electricity that makes the grid smarter and helps us avoid burning more fossil fuels in the future. The smart grid is still a few years away, but soon we'll be able to manage our energy bill, help the environment, and help the economy by making more informed decisions about how we use electricity. I'm Lee Lefevre, and this has been the Smart Grid, explained by Commoncraft.
I thought that was pretty good. A pretty good explanation of the smart grid and how power works, just for some general knowledge. But anyway, I'll be back. I'm going to update y'all on the power outages that are going on, and I guess I'll probably make another video because mine really run long, just about creating your own microclimate. But for all of you that are out there, if your power's out, hang in there. They will turn it back on eventually. Be sure you stay hydrated, limit your physical activity, and check on your loved ones. Make phone calls if you can. And, a lot of times older people will say that they're doing fine, that they're not having any issues, but that's just not the case. The vulnerable older people with illnesses, they need checking on, and can get dehydrated way more easily than a healthy person. So God bless everyone, and I'll be back. Remember that Jesus saves. He saved me, and I know He'll save you too if you just ask Him.